Have you noticed how easier it has become to get an answer? You don't have to wait anymore. You don't have to wonder anymore. You don't have to think about it for a very long time. All you have to do is ask. Hello everyone, my name is Tanya Koi and my TEDx talk is AI making us think less. What if I tell you the biggest problem isn't AI is becoming smarter than us, but is we are thinking less just because of AI? When I first started using AI, I thought it was amazing. I felt like I had a teacher, engineer, and artist all in one place. I was fascinated by how quickly you could respond. I could ask nearly any question, and within seconds, I would have an answer. At first, I thought, this is amazing. Why wouldn't I use this all the time? 1 month ago, I immediately asked AI something, instead of thinking about myself. It gave me an amazing answer in seconds. I was impressed, but then I realized something. I couldn't explain the answer in my own words. I had the information, but I didn't really learn anything new. Now, this isn't a bad talk why we shouldn't use AI. I actually believe AI is one of the biggest inventions of our time. It can help doctors save lives, give engineers new ideas, and help artists bring their imagination to life. AI can help us learn, create, and solve problems, and see possibilities we might never have thought of on our own. And that what makes AI so incredible. But when something this powerful becomes part of our everyday lives, we need to make sure we're using it as a tool to strengthen our thinking, not as a replacement. I noticed that sometimes when I had a question, my first instinct was to ask AI, instead of thinking about it myself. And that's when I realized that the problem isn't how many hours we spend using AI. It's how much thinking we've given to it. Now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine this. A prep, kindergarten, or foundation kid in 5 years using AI for their homework, essay, or tuition instead of thinking for themselves. Not think what they will end up as adults. What social skills would they learn? And that all would happen if they relied on AI too much. But instead, you could have just used your own ideas, be creative, and expand on your curiosity. So why is this a problem? When we rely on AI too much, we can miss the chance to develop our own creativity, curiosity, problem solving, and critical thinking. Instead of struggling through a problem, asking questions, making mistakes, or coming up with our own ideas, we might just accept the answer that appears on our screens. And making mistakes matters. Getting something wrong is how we discover a better idea. If AI always gives us the answer before we have the chance to struggle, we might miss the most important part, the thinking that happens along the way. But how do we know if we've used AI too much? It's not how many hours we spend using AI. It's how much of our own thinking we've given to it. We might be relying on AI too much if we ask for an answer instead of trying ourselves, copy what it gives us without understanding it, or stop checking whether its information is actually correct. Another sign is when we can't explain something in our own words, or don't know where to start without AI. So maybe the question isn't how much AI have I used? Maybe it's how much of my own thinking have I given away? So what can we actually do about this? I came up with a solution called the Prove It method. Think, ask, check, and own. First think. Give your brain a chance before asking AI. Predict, or think about the background knowledge you already know about that thing. Second, ask. Use AI to help you learn and explore. Third, check. Question its answers and make sure that the information actually makes sense. Finally, own. Put what you've learned into your own words and make sure you can truly understand it. The goal isn't to stop using AI. It's to make sure AI is helping our brains instead of replacing them. Because AI can give us an answer in seconds, but we can only turn that answer into understanding. So while AI keeps getting smarter, let's make sure we never stop thinking. Thank you.